tell us the details on this particular case. What occurred today that basically, as I'm reading, the bill has been, quote, killed or has been stymied? What's the status?
Yeah, wish I could give you the exact detail. The Republican caucus met today, discussed the bill. Of course, with Republican majority, if the caucus doesn't want to touch it, it isn't going to get touched. And after several hours in caucus with literally hundreds of people sitting outside, we got notice that we needed to walk around to the other door, and there was going to be an announcement. And our coastal representatives came out and let us all know that the House of Representatives had no intentions of moving this trawl ban that the Senate had sent back to them. And after that, of course, there was a lot of clapping, crying, people slapping each other on the back. And I tell you the truth, I'm assuming the bill goes to rules, but we're going to have to get the details on that. After all the celebration, the House had to go into session. Of course, phone calls started coming in, text, and didn't really get much more than the House isn't touching it. So the way I look at it is dead for now. Nothing's really ever dead in Raleigh. Could raise its head, but I'm hoping. I truly believe that the House has no intention of touching this right now, and we'll stay on top of things, watch it. But we're all relieved. There was a lot of relieved people in the room.
Well, let's talk about an issue that is pending right now. You have, I say you, the shrimp trawl industry, the commercial fishing industry, has a lawsuit that is engaged that would have an impact on that. We can talk about that very briefly. But also, is not the Division of Marine Fisheries, aren't they due to release a report about the impacts of trawl fishing in general here shortly? Aren't there some...
Not exactly. The study is assessing how we manage our fisheries and how our fisheries compare to other states. It wasn't tasked with looking specifically at trawling. I don't know the results, and it's not the division, it's UNC Collaboratory, but there is a study coming out that should shed some light on how our fisheries are, the condition, the state of them compared to other states, how we manage them, and hopefully it'll help inform some decisions like this in the future or avoid actions like this in the future. I don't know the results, but that was one of the things that we kept pointing out is, hey, you got a study that may shed some light on the stuff. You spent a lot of taxpayer money on it. Why are you trying to do this now?
Okay. All right. And then there's a lawsuit, is there not?
Yeah, the CCA, Coastal Conservation Association, and the North Carolina Wildlife Federation, the folks behind this latest attack. The other attacks that we've dealt with in recent years, this isn't the first time we've had to fight for our livelihoods, same people over and over again. And that lawsuit's supposed to go to court sometime, and, they're claiming commercial fishermen don't have a right to fish, only a privilege, recreational have a right, and that the states mismanage our fisheries by allowing us to shrimp and gill net. And, they keep throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks, and we'll just take it as it comes. Today was a victory, but we know the fight's not over. Glad we got through this one. Just waiting for them to throw the next one at us.
Well, Glenn, following our conversation, I'm airing an interview I did earlier today with Deborah Long of the Southern Shrimp Alliance, and she brings up the fact that North Carolina is a leader in the country for its efforts in protecting avoiding bycatch and TED extruders. And she made mention of that North Carolina has more restrictive requirements or more restrictions on shrimp trawlers than any other state in the union. So the other thing we brought up in our conversation was the availability of fresh, wild-caught, local, gotta be NC shrimp, which could have been denied to the consumers. And I think that's the other big story. That the real celebration, quite frankly, is for the consumers, that they now have access to wild-caught, fresh, local shrimp. Your thoughts on that?
I'm real happy about consumers and chefs that supported us. A lot of people across this state stepped up and said this is wrong, and I wish we could thank each one of them individually, but we just got to let them know that we really appreciate. I can't tell you, recreational fishermen, charter for hire fishermen, boat builders that supply a lot of recreational boats. There's been a ton of support from the recreational side also, and and we still got some of those that are acting ugly, but the communities have really come together and helped us out with this. We appreciate it.
Well, that's a good sign. I'm glad to hear that. All right. So, what is next on the agenda for you, Glenn, and also those of you who are there in Raleigh? What are you doing? Are you going to stick around to watch any activity on the House floor? I understand the House caucus is almost over, not quite, but maybe what's the status?
The session was still in. Of course, I've got calls and meetings. I'm heading to Easter right now, and glad to be going that way. Not planning on going to Raleigh tomorrow, but we're keeping an eye on everything. We're not naive enough to think everything's over, but the next thing for us, I'm going to catch my breath, get a little rest. It's been a long 8 days, and then we're going to take some of these this misinformation that's been put out, and we're going to kill it.
Okay.
That 4-to-1 bycatch ratio, we're tired of it.
Right.
It's been dispelled multiple times, and we're going to put an end to some of this misinformation because that's what's causing the problem.
Outstanding. Glenn Skinner with us, the Executive Director of the North Carolina Fisheries Association. Glenn, you just said that you appreciated the support. If folks are interested in finding out ways to support and, even invest in the North Carolina Fisheries Association, how can they do so?
They can go to our website, not guiding anybody to our office manager right now. She had a family member pass away 2 months today.
Right.
Unfortunately, most of us couldn't be there with her because of this stuff. But they can reach out to the website. They can reach out directly to me, and if you'd like to get something to put out to somebody, we'll be happy to hook you up. Like I say, but we just really appreciate the support, community coming together behind us, and it's been pretty amazing.
Well, it has been, but it's unfortunate that we've gotten to this point, and to your point a moment ago, dispelling some of the misconceptions, but also I'm going to say and continue to argue we need to continue to promote the value, the benefit to the consumer. The consumer is the one that really benefits from today's decision because we now have access to fresh, local caught, and I keep using this term because I think the Department of Agriculture needs to recognize this, gotta be NC shrimp.